Naughty again.
Yeah, you must have. How many cop cars? 10, 12?
Neighbor said there's 30 cop cars.
I was going to say, there's a lot.
Wow.
I was afraid that was going to
A lot of adrenaline.
go out in a blaze of glory there.
Well, it's a better situation than what was going on at Michigan State.
No kidding.
Oh my
Another
God, 3 hour. Oh, 3 dead and 5 in the hospital.
3 and 5.
And then
2 different buildings, I guess, is the way I understood it.
It's horrible.
Okay. Well, we'll make note of that.
Yeah, well, it's 9:02.
I never did.
Are you going to hold your flag up again? Didn't we do that last time?
I don't have it up yet.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get it. American flag. No, that wasn't it. You didn't understand.
You could look out the window.
Oh, I can
Look,
see
we
it
can
from
see
here.
it out there.
All right,
Look at that.
Perfect.
All right, we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't like it when it's waving at me.
Yeah.
You have to get some air under the one in there.
Well, maybe if this is going to keep happening, maybe we should just lower that window a little bit so I don't have to stand on my tiptoes.
We'll get you a chair.
Maybe I can stand further
Or
back.
your platforms.
Yeah, there you go. Consider for approval minutes and agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes and agenda.
I'll second it.
And a motion from Smith, and a second from Derby to approve minutes and agenda. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, number 2. Scott Minders, engineer, will discuss secondary road matters.
Oh, Scott got younger and cuter.
Well, no, you must have found a hair growth program.
Scott's
Ouch, that
on
hurts.
vacation, so
Oh, okay.
pretty quiet really out there. I mean, the gravels looked like crap last week. They really come around, dried out.
Till today.
Yeah. Yesterday I actually had the guys go out and maintainers and kind of touch up some of that rutting, just so when it did rain today that didn't sit in the road hopefully. We'll find out. I think it's going to be a mess either way, but
Yeah, it's
Maybe it'll bring some rock up again. Or
yeah, we had a few calls on it, and it's just a tough call that we can't put rock down in February.
But when you wash it with the rain, that sometimes bring the rocks up.
Yeah, rain actually can help a lot. So
If it's hard enough.
you can put rock down in February, it'll just end up in the ditch, right?
for sure. I mean, we all know we're going to plow snow at least one more time probably.
I would guess.
So other than that,
It is what it is.
yeah, we finished stockpiling in Lake Mills, so now we're stockpiling in Sunnyside, our last site. So that
Yeah.
usually goes pretty quick.
I met one with a pup on this morning, so I assumed it was.
Yep. Started that. Kind of trying something new. We had 420 signs. Street signs always go missing.
Yeah. Did you put the X on there?
Yep.
That's what Kasuth did.
Yep.
Do you know what 420 stands for?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just like.
So what'd you put?
It'll be 42X.
42X.
Maybe. Seems to have worked
know what it
for
stands for?
Kasuth County.
Evidently, that 420 is Weed Day or something.
Oh, gosh.
That's all the dopers steal the signs.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know.
So it's happened actually.
My kids
quite a
had to
few
tell
times.
me.
Trying that out, so we ordered some of those and get those put back.
How often do they go missing?
Oh, I think this last year we probably had 5 go missing.
No kidding.
Problem is that they're riveted on, so they're not just stealing the sign, they're stealing the whole telespar post and everything, so it,
Oh, really?
yeah.
If they had that much ambition to get a job and be a responsible citizen, that would be.
What's the, I wonder what the penalty for that is.
If you ever caught them, Yeah, I don't.
Oh, just a misdemeanor or whatever.
Yeah,
The lowest level theft there is, probably.
enough to maybe cover the cost of the post on
Yeah.
the sign.
Would it be different for a stop sign? That it's a traffic function?
Yeah,
I
that's
suppose, yeah.
different, I'm sure. Any yields or curves or stop signs.
Maybe we
would
should
be.
bring that up to our senators. Instead of focusing on controlling government, they should work on better fines.
Yeah.
I tell you, they're circling the wagons on us from every direction.
Yeah.
So, yeah, other than that, we're still moving forward on that 4-city shop and plans and stuff, and they're shooting for February 28th on board approval.
Did you get bids on it yet?
No, that has to get approved by the board first, and then it'll be
Oh, and then the bids will be let. Or,
just let in.
So, what was the source of funding on that
We have,
in your budget?
yeah,
so that, I'm sure that's the architectural firm out of Clear Lake, right?
yep, and they're the ones that did the addition to the courthouse here.
Oh. It wasn't, really?
Yep.
It used to be called something else.
Oh.
It's a new name.
Well, I suppose we can move on to discuss county 5-year program. Did we already do that?
What's that?
Did we already do that?
Kind of talked.
Started.
Well, did you have any questions from last week? I think the biggest one was the microsurfacing this next year.
Well,
And those roads just kind of, some of them got moved farther back. Some that were planned for 24 got moved to 27, didn't they?
I think 25 is when some of those were planned, and they
25.
moved back to 27.
Correct, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
27 would be our next actual paving year.
So we'll just look at it in another year and see what the dates look like.
yeah, I mean, if what seems like maybe going to come down comes down, we're going to have to back off on a lot of things. So,
We cozy today.
Oh.
good thing you got a lid on it.
So the microsurfacing is fiscal year 24 or 5? Because you said next year starts
maybe
starts after July, or
for 24, yeah.
yeah. All right.
When's the rake blacktop or R20? When is that going to be paved?
27.
27?
Yeah.
I noticed that it's got some spots that are really dropping down.
Yeah, they kind of always do that, it seems like.
Is that the culverts that cross?
No, it's just right where the truck tires run.
Oh, all that way.
There's just little dips. Yeah, they're going down the road. I noticed them last Friday, I guess it was.
Sure.
But,
Winters seems like it makes everything look more drastic than what.
well, it was thawed underneath, I suppose, a little bit, and it just gets pushed down, I assume.
Yeah.
Hopefully it comes back.
Yeah. No, I think it will for the most part. It's still a pretty good road, really, for how old it is.
Yeah, and it gets a lot of traffic.
It does.
Yeah.
The road is very busy.
A lot of Minnesota grain trucks coming down that road.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else for the 5-year program?
So what happens with those bridges then that there's not any money for? I mean, what really is?
Usually finding funding from somewhere, I'm guessing, to cut something. But
Just another talking point when you go down and complain to your senators and representatives that we can't afford to do squat because you're
Sounds
taking all
like
their
you
money
want to
away.
get a bus load and we'll all just go.
Yeah, that's,
I mean, is it a real, I've been wondering about this, is it a real option to close a bridge permanently?
do they ever get under the weight limit where they can just have a car? Do they ever condemn it, like it can't be crossed?
Yeah.
yeah, they did on that one west of the Lake Mill shop there on 460th.
Okay.
That was closed for a while before they put that concrete bridge in.
Even to cars,
Is
huh?
that the one that's right by Anderson's there?
No, by Qualies.
Qualities.
Oh, yeah.
That was closed for a short period of time.
Well, I guess if we start closing enough because we can't afford to do anything and the roads start to fall apart and all that, then the voters will start to complain. Maybe they'll listen to that.
I mean, the biggest one is that one by Branstad for cost replacement. That's
That was
a big-
400,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a big chunk of money.
I don't think we can do anything right now with it.
Tough when it gets only a few vehicles a day.
Yeah, there can't be very many people on that. We use that road cross country sometimes, but
Yeah.
with machinery, but
And what ton was that now?
That one is 6 ton.
6 ton.
Because these numbers aren't right.
So I can still drive across it.
Yeah, it says it has an estimated
Yeah.
remaining life of 2 years.
Not that I do, but
But I don't know if you could carpool over it, though. You know, be good close.
have you ever come across this before? I mean,
What?
having a bridge that's so sparsely used that is that much money
not very
to...
often, no.
Isn't that not the one we were talking about, rerouting the road?
Yeah. But if it does end up getting closed down, then there'll be choices.
Yeah.
But until that happens, I guess we'll just deal with it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I had.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ethan.
All right, number 4, discussion regarding public health building. Did you want to move up into the hot seat?
No, I'm not going to.
So you need a bunch of questions answered.
Yeah, I got that email and I don't feel comfortable answering these by myself and I just...
Do you want to
Are they on the phone?
I think
talk
so.
them through them right now?
Tom and Gary, are you there?
Apparently not.
I thought I heard them chime in.
So, I mean, that's the only thing, like, I talked to Allison this morning, is you definitely want the electric door system, because those doors right now are way too hard for people to open up. And then the water fountain right close by here. We're pretty
I did
simple.
talk to Gary and Tom on it a little bit, and we were discussing that and wondering. So it sounds like you have to have an ADA one and then maybe another one. So I don't know if we can get by with just one, or if we have to have 2 different heights.
Of the filters? Of the water things, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You know, maybe one could be outside the front bathroom, up by the reception, and the other one maybe back by the other bathroom.
Bathroom?
That could be taller, where the ADA
Right.
is out front, and
Right.
if there's an
Well,
they might
can't
have
a non-handicapped person use the
yeah.
lower one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's things they can tell us if we can get by with one or if we have to have two. Or,
Yeah.
Put all that.
Well, I think there's going to be things that are going to
Yeah.
have to be eliminated just because of cost.
Right, and that's
So,
But
you know,
so I-
where do you want to start? Do you want to start with putting it all in and then start eliminating it, or you want to?
they ended up with 2 copies of that one.
those were our only 2 really wish lists. I mean,
That's just the second page.
like,
It's
we're
not on
pretty.
both sides.
I mean, we're pretty simple. I mean,
Okay, starting from the top, you want to go through those things?
okay.
Are you going to do carpet? Well, maybe, and I suggested to the architects, maybe we should have the Kevin in here too. When we're talking
Oh,
carpet
yeah.
and things and maintenance and what's going to be best.
Yeah, and that's fine.
sanitizing.
Yep.
Maybe.
Well, obviously you're
Well,
going to need
Well, like,
tile or whatever in the treatment room
Yeah.
and in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
I mean,
does it have to be tile or can it be vinyl?
that I don't
Either
know.
tile or vinyl would be
they
easier to
suggest
clean up.
either ceramic tile, LVT, which is the
Luxury vinyl tile.
luxury vinyl, which is a
Yeah.
newer style.
Yeah.
They don't like the square tile
Yeah,
like they have in their office now.
they want sheets.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure what we have in our treatment room.
that's
Is that
VCT, vinyl
that's
composition
what I
tile.
thought. Yeah.
There's just so much maintenance with that. You have to pop, you have to
Wax it.
re-wax
Wax
it every
it,
so
okay.
often. And
Because we have that, and then we in our break room.
Because we're not going to remove that though from the
No.
existing
I
site.
suppose the only other option that's not on here is like what they have at their office. You have the finished concrete, don't you? Or did you get different flooring in it?
Which area?
What do you? Oh, I don't know. Any of it. Your offices or what
What do your offices have in it?
for flooring?
Carpet.
Carpet?
And is that sheet carpet or is that squares?
Sheet.
Well, for disinfecting purposes or whatever, it would be much better to have something other than carpet.
Yeah, they have
Carpet's
to be-
nice, but
Yeah.
it's tough to.
It'd be interesting to see what the whole thing would be just in finished concrete. Because you're going to have a slab anyway.
I mean, so those were like I said, I ran through the list quick with her this morning, and we both came up with the same thing, 2 things that we really wanted, and crank out windows on some. That was the other one, but we know
Crank-out
that
windows are
we know
nice.
those are a little more expensive, but
So like
Yeah, but their fresh air is nice.
yeah.
carpet like this is the short carpet like this easy enough to roll on or it wears out.
What they're recommending to us is this
Those are squares,
for
aren't
offices.
And is that easy to roll on?
Probably.
It scores like this, and then these are the colors. But it's,
Or are we going to have to buy a whole bunch of pads to put down on it?
well, he recommends anytime you put carpet down that you
Put a pad on.
For the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The LVT with rollers is probably not so bad. Depends on the quality of the LVT. I mean, they will get damaged, a lot of them.
Sometimes
Tom
they-
and Gary, is that you?
Go down the agenda and then you can see where they're at.
But I don't know what it sound wise. I'm guessing the carpet will absorb the sound better in most of the areas, and then your treatment room could be maybe the LVT because there's not a lot of
Yeah, because
Scuffing.
right now our treatment room and the entryway are all the LVT, and the bathrooms are the LVT, and then that little strip in the break room. The rest is all carpet.
But I think you have. Oh, you do have carpet.
I have carpet, and yeah,
I need one for this too.
And then, but your others are the 12 by 12 squares, right?
No.
Oh, they aren't?
They're sheets.
Oh, they're vinyl. Linoleum, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen only. Right.
But if I call in here, view.
You could try hitting it once and see what happens. I thought you did.
I don't understand it.
Where's today's meeting?
It's not showing up. That's what I've been telling you.
Don't get so mad. I'm trying to help you.
I hope you know we can hear everything you're saying. If there's any help we can give you.
So
Thank you. Just trying to get the video.
Oh, it's not
There's
up
no
to
video today.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, we're in Carla's office because of the court being in our office, so we don't have the camera.
Okay. Thank you.
So, I guess the next is the bathrooms. I mean, we are not. I guess
Should we call
whatever
Kevin?
we can get our biggest bang for our buck. How's that?
Well, carpet's probably the cheapest, maybe. And one thing about carpet, it's a lot harder to slip on.
Right.
I would say we're probably going to want the carpet in the offices and
Yeah.
the LVT or the ceramic and anywhere where the halls, the
Bathrooms.
Well,
bathrooms.
our
and
hallways right now are carpet.
Are
Yeah,
they?
I'm thinking durability-wise, I worry about like just four-legged chairs on LVT.
Right.
Unless you got good pads under them, they're gonna scratch it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, carpet's fine.
Especially if you're doing the squares, they can change those out and move them around.
Are you getting a hold of Kevin or am I?
Yeah, I can. I know he's pretty busy with the courtroom though. I don't know if he'll be able to come in.
And then in the bathrooms, it talks about wall tile or drywall, and the size of or the type of vanity, size of the vanity. I'm thinking that the bathrooms could be mostly drywall,
Hey,
except
you
for
haven't
maybe a
mentioned the-
backsplash
Yeah.
Right.
of tile, maybe just minimal, easy to clean.
Okay, thanks.
Normally in commercial, it is tiled behind the toilet areas for ease of
But the other
cleaning.
question was on the toilets, are they going to be wall mounts so you can clean underneath it, or are they going to be sitting on the floor and you have to clean around it?
I'm sure wall mount ones are 5 times more expensive
It's going to be a lot more plumbing.
and more plumbing.
I think the ones we have now.
A floor. I think
And
so too.
the other thing was,
Most toilets are floor mounted.
I think all your toilets have a tank, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if they're going to get a one of the big flush ones, like in commercial applications, you're going to have a big water line, new water line coming to it, and that's going to be expensive too. So you're probably better off with just your standard toilets. And
Yep.
I think so too.
That's.
Not even the Mason City Hospital has wall mount toilets. They're
I
all
don't
floor
think they do
mount.
either.
I told them I could probably give you some toilets. You're going to have to get a big water line to them. And and that's the one thing about the commercial ones. You can have those sensor push button flushers, where the ones where you walk away in it.
I don't think you need that.
No.
But I have them. I'll give them to you.
Well, you have them.
Yeah, I took them out.
Oh,
But you
There
don't
was
have the
some in
plumbing
school
for
there?
it. Yeah, they were in the new locker rooms.
No kidding.
wow.
Wow. I'm not a fan of things malfunction all the time.
Yeah.
So I think just for cleaning purposes.
Allison just texted me and says the toilets need to be higher. LOL.
Yeah, and they should be.
You
For
can
the
get-
handicap,
You
yeah.
can get floor mount.
Yeah. So,
You can
you
get
go.
17 and a halves.
Yeah. Or you can
especially
even.
the one up front in the the entryway, or the waiting room.
And they even make lids that have risers in them. You can get a lid that's like 5 inches higher
Yeah.
than the.
So do you think 17 and a half in all of them?
Well, there's only, what, 2 bathrooms?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'd be fine. They're comfortable for most people.
So your other ones that are existing are not tall ones.
They might be 16s.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think you'd have to have 17 and a half at least in the one for ADA.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I like tall too.
Well, even furniture, why do they make it as low as they do? Because they purposely try to make it hard for people to get
Okay,
up.
focus.
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
There
so
he is.
back. Oh, there we go. So we're talking about the public health edition. We need your input on some of this stuff. Back to
Well, no,
You are.
that's just Julie's. Up at the top, we were talking about LVT and carpet. We were talking about LVT in the treatment room, maybe, and carpet in the rest. The
Well-
squares.
Yep.
We were talking about maintenance
In the bathroom.
and what you thought about it.
Not in the hallways.
Let's see, right now there's
Carpet.
carpet in the hall back to the receptionist and down the bathroom hallway. But in getting there, in the entryway and that,
Yeah, I think the
South
entryway
hallways.
can almost be ceramic tile, really.
yeah, it's some kind of tile.
Yeah.
It's a
It's tile though, isn't it?
it's tile. It's not ceramic. It's the heavy duty stuff though.
So that's LVT then. That's luxury vinyl.
I believe it's vinyl
Okay.
because I've taken.
But if you're going to get LVT, you want to make sure it's a high grade that's very durable, waterproof.
Absolutely. It gets a lot of foot traffic, and there's a short run of it, so it gets a lot of it.
So a high traffic LVT.
It's coming right through the door. The rest of it's carpet.
So just carpet in the hallways, or in the offices.
Oh, wow.
This is that same LVT is in the bathroom and where the break room is, where the fridge is,
But in the new one.
and in the new one I haven't seen the layout, so I'm not
Well, we're asking now.
sure. Well,
Would you rather have carpet?
no.
You'd rather have the LVT in the hallways.
Well, at least in where we enter, so we can mop it, would be the LVT.
But that,
No.
yeah, there's a double door thing there, isn't there?
Yeah. If you put carpet right off that, it's going to get worn out pretty quick. It can be hard to keep clean. Because we can,
How about the noise levels in the hallways? Does it matter that it's,
It's not usually too rambunctious a crowd in there, is it?
You're not necessarily too big. Very much.
yeah.
Do you have the plans there?
Yeah. My version of them. They're really small.
Personally, it makes a lot of sense to just have
So
LVT everywhere if you could afford it.
What's that room right there? Like an entry?
Well, this is the entry coming in, and this is the storage and bathroom and the waiting room.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking all of this could probably be the LVT, and then you're thinking,
It's going to be easier to keep clean.
I just want to make sure it's a good enough product that
Yeah.
chairs aren't going to scuff it, or we have pads
Is this
on
the other
chairs.
door? This is the other door?
This
Yep.
is the original.
So this is the LVT through here in this bathroom down this hallway,
Mm-hmm.
and in the hallway to Veterans Affairs,
Yep.
and then going down this hallway's carpet,
hmm
and then there's that break room back there, that's LVT again, and in the bathroom here it's LVT. This hallway here is carpet, and
My thought
so if
is,
you kept that continuity, it'd be carpet there. But
yeah, and my thought is people walking up and down the hallways aren't going to disturb people as much.
so right there would be your transition, carpet,
So,
whatever.
so you would,
And in that storage room, that's right here.
oh,
That's where our computer, the server and all that. That's just a cement floor.
Cement floor, yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
But are you going to have one of those over here?
Well, and in your room, there's cement
Got
floor.
janitor.
Where's this is janitor's closet?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Right there, and then there's something right here.
mechanical.
So that's
Yeah.
mechanical room.
Yep.
So they still have to be sealed if they're concrete.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Just a sealer.
You can leave them concrete and then just the transition carpet. Put that
This
transition
area
there
right
and
here, you see where that's a lip right there? This is where the aides are going to supposedly be charting, so I really would like carpet right there, because
Yeah.
with them sitting in there. So. Because they're right, they'll be in there.
Is there a basement to that too?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And record storage. Just carpet again.
Yeah, I think so, because you're going to have all the heavy stuff on there.
Okay, so you've got your back door back here. What's the purpose of the 2 doors?
I don't get that either.
I think you have to have it because of fire escape.
Yeah, isn't that what Tom said?
Yeah.
That one, but why can't this be big enough?
Because this is the storage area, and people could come in here and meet us in there, I guess. I think that's what he was thinking, because this door was over here, remember?
I know, but I don't think that's necessary. Why couldn't they still just come in that door?
And that's fine. I don't.
I mean,
Have which door?
the
This
hallway
door, and not this door. Make
Right.
that a window. Yeah.
And then you have to have a big enough door here to get equipment in.
Yep.
Both those doors would have to be big.
Well,
It looks like that door is bigger.
right.
That's what I was saying. If you
Yeah.
made this one bigger,
Yeah.
eliminate the other one.
Eliminate one door.
but are they thinking a bigger door is harder to open for the staff coming in? It is, probably, but
But isn't it going to have a handicap button on that door? Anyway?
probably not.
No.
No.
I would just want
It's
them for.
probably going to be a
I
key
just want 'em-
fob of some sort where
I want them up here
Just where the
the main
Public
entrances
comes in.
are.
where the public comes in.
public comes in.
We'll convert these. So is this one still going to have 2 push button doors, or are we going to eliminate a door, or?
We can't eliminate that one door in the between in the entryway, because then that freezes up front, and you can't.
Is there a way that if you can push the one button that both
both of them open?
Would
Yeah.
unlock, both of them would unlock.
I
Are you saying
Grocery
like an
store.
assist door?
Yeah.
I know the grocery store in Thompson, both doors open when the button
When you hit
gets
the button.
pushed.
I mean,
Yeah.
it can be done.
It's still 2 openers and 1 button from each way.
Is that hallway there, is that handicapped? So a guy in a wheelchair can get out that fire door if he needs to?
This one?
Yeah.
Well, that's where I thought, well, I'm sure it's a 36-inch door.
Sure.
But this one's probably a 42 or 48, whatever it is.
I'm wondering if they made that bigger to think of the equipment that's
Yeah.
going in and out and everything.
Well, and
What is that big room there on the back of the door? Is it?
This one?
Yeah.
That's where we have all our storage and our equipment that we have up.
Yeah, like wheelchairs and
Wheelchairs and
beds
all
and
that.
stuff in there.
Why don't you just put the big door on this side and move the wall over?
That's what I think too. One door.
Unless the one
eliminate this, just move this door over here,
And then move
bigger
that
door,
wall over.
and make this a bigger door too.
Then you'd have to move this wall over a foot. You'd have a big door here and then. Unless that's bad for your.
Oh, we got at least a foot there. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks
It's
like
enough
you could probably
There's
have just
there's
about
6
a
inches
door.
here and a foot over here, and
Because there's
Well,
there's
an
hardly
exterior-
anything you've got that you can't get through a 36-inch door anyway,
Right.
is there?
Copiers.
You're not going to be storing copies.
so it's a
No,
5-foot
we're not
hallway
I'm
now.
not storing copiers.
Beds that they
So
fold up.
it's
and
enough.
It's big enough.
5-foot hallway should
Yeah,
accommodate a
we know,
42-inch
all that
door or
anyway.
48-inch door.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's easy. Got some money savings there. Eliminate an exterior door.
Or move this one over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, make
So-
a bigger door in the hallway.
And then eliminate the other one.
Then you got a Lux room if you do need to get something in or out of there.
Exterior doors aren't cheap. And you don't need a window in that room. It's just storage.
No, we don't need a window in that room.
I don't think there was one.
No, I mean, I thought I heard someone say replace it with a window, but it doesn't need to be.
It was said by somebody, but it doesn't need to be.
No. This is the training room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What What's the next question?
Kevin, are you going to take care of the paper towel dispensers, soap dispensers, toilet paper
Since
holders,
your
and
suppliers
sanitary
probably give them
stuff?
to you, or
Oh, we'll have to
Do
look
we
in-
have extra of that, or
There's some stuff around.
well, a lot of times if you use their product, they'll give you the
Sure.
dispensers.
I'll check with them.
We don't need this one.
That's one of those. That's one of
that?
those things where you just say, well, I can get it from somebody else. Don't worry about it.
Sure, right. I'll ask them. Yeah.
Do you have certain ones you like to use then?
I like to use JCL. Janitor's Closet.
How about paper or the soap and
Yep,
toilet paper?
Same.
Okay.
We get it from them.
And then we were talking about the toilets. Probably just go with tank toilets that are repairable and
I would
easy
go
to
with
ma-
tank toilets and the elongated ones.
Mhm.
So,
And we were talking 17 and a halves.
yeah,
Height?
like if you don't get the elongated one, you know, the bowl is short on this side up front. So I definitely get the. I don't know what the measurement on it is.
Oh,
No, I'm talking
17
17 and a half high.
17 and a half high would be fine.
I think that's okay for handicap.
That's low.
So 18 is the
You would have,
Plus the seat.
Plus the seat. Okay, so we're at
what was
18.
it, the one that I got
See-
from my mother was like 22 inch.
Well,
I'm
no,
guessing
we
you've
have
got
over there.
16s in here.
Gotcha. Okay. I would
You can
think
go
higher
measure
would
it.
be better for elderly people and people.
At least in that front. For sure in that front.
Oh, yeah.
just as well have them all. They're not
Yeah.
that.
I get the taller.
And there should be grab bars, you know,
Get the
in
elongated.
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they've got that designed.
I would assume any public building's got to have that in the code.
Yep.
What's the next one?
Motion sensor manual on the faucets in the vanity. How big? I was talking to them. A 36-inch vanity would be big enough, wouldn't it?
That's over there.
It's enough for a sink plus a space on each side.
Do you even need vanities? Otherwise is it just more handicapped accessible?
Well, it's
if
not a
just
vanity, but it's the one in the handicap accessible one's going to be a elevated cabinet that you can roll under probably.
Yeah.
The other one could maybe be a cabinet.
There's three
Yeah,
what we
it's
have
not
in-
like the one that's just down here. Just a hand washing sink,
Yeah.
no vanity.
Well, it's still kind of a vanity, but yeah.
Yeah, like in the bathrooms here,
Yeah.
the public.
At least the one. The other one, I'm guessing, could have a cabinet for storage of toilet paper and whatever.
Yep.
I think just a sink and a shelf on the wall for any supplies. I mean, you have supply storage elsewhere.
Yeah,
It's just easier to clean.
Yep. And then of
Less
course you have to
maintenance.
use soap dispenser there. What, mirror?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something like that.
Getting stuff crossed off your list.
So the faucet though, would you want the touchless?
You know, sometimes those things are hard to get to turn on. You're sitting there back and forth and back.
Yeah, I wrote manual.
I wrote manual.
I would go
We
with
talked
manual.
about it. It's, I mean, if we want to cut costs, manual.
What is the? I'd say
I mean-
manual too. I'm just curious.
I mean,
Like we're
just,
talking a couple $100.
It's not so much the cost of it; it's the maintenance down the road. Is it
yeah,
gonna
and
work?
that's, yeah, in case he has to fix something.
I
Or,
I have some.
I don't know if those things are they motion or are they sense heat?
Sometimes when you have to get a certain place under it, and they're not all the same, or I don't know if they're adjustable, directional, or not.
Or sometimes it seems like when your hands are cold.
Well, we engineered the
You've been
process,
outside or
so
something,
it
you can't
always
get it.
comes on.
that,
I think just a traditional.
yeah.
Reception counter, security window counter material. Want a security window?
Are we going to go just a laminate, or are we going to go solid surface, or
For sanitizing things, does it matter? Does it
No.
make a big
That's
difference?
a laminate.
Yeah, isn't that what we have over there? Yeah.
I don't think it's going to wear out necessarily. You know, you look at a convenience store where you've got constant
Right.
sliding of stuff, you know, every day, all day. That wears out.
I think
Yeah.
laminates. Fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
We
For all
constantly,
of
for
the
sure.
Yeah.
surfaces. I mean, it's just as easy
How
to
about the
sanitize
security
as
window?
anything else.
Bulletproof glass.
We'll
So is it
probably have
more-
some left from this building over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Or is it the COVID glass or
Well,
security?
that's your choice.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want just something that slides,
guess-
or
Something you can take on and off.
well, I'm thinking
So
just
so.
a slider,
What if we
then
ever
you
have another
can.
pandemic?
Yeah,
Open
then
and
you
shut
can
it.
put that in. But I want to be able to have it, you know, that it's open. You know, like I think when I went to Cerro Gordo last week, there when you walk in, they have the ability to slide theirs.
And then they have a hole in the bottom to hear
Yep.
through,
Well, that's right here,
an
but
opening. Okay.
right. So like right now, their numbers are low, so they keep it open. So it's just, but yeah.
So maybe a slider
I
glass.
think just a plexi.
Trying to see what kind of a
Plexi
size
slider.
it is.
Like
Yeah.
a built-in.
Yeah. Not like what we had over there. Yeah.
Set up there.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's only hardly, what's 5 foot?
Yeah.
And if it's actually installed, it'll still be some safety,
Right.
too, not just
Right.
germs. I mean, other safety.
Right.
Yeah, people can reach it.
Yeah.
So this door from the waiting room into the hallway, is that typically going to be closed and then you open it to go get somebody?
Okay, so right now we don't have this door.
Yeah. Do you foresee having it closed so people can't just go back there, or and then when somebody's supposed to come in, then you
See, because we were going to direct them in here, and the nurses come
Okay.
in through there.
all right,
So
probably good to have that door
Is it even necessary?
closed.
we could possibly do without that door. That's not absolutely necessary right there. that
Well,
door.
I mean, say you have another COVID outbreak type thing,
Well, then that's what this is
That's
for.
what that's for over there.
That's what this is for over here.
so then you just shut this off then at that
No,
point?
we would have, this would be where all the COVID people come and in the old part, and this would be our COVID clinic. We would do our shots, we would do testing,
I also see this as a sound barrier.
right.
If you have a lot of noise out in the front. Huh?
Pocket door?
There's no room for that the way it's designed. I think just a swinging door is fine, but you can choose whether it's open or shut.
If I had a choice to put a door here or where we have it over here to cut it off from the other place with the veterans, I would rather have it over here than here. Because the sick people are going to be
That
over
one
here.
is necessary over by the...
Yes, this
But
one's
that's
over here.
staying in place, right?
There's not one
Oh,
there.
there isn't one.
There's not one there.
Well, that's not that much to add that.
Exactly.
Interior doors like that are not a big
Yeah,
deal.
that's-
I think leave one in that hall because you might
Yeah,
choose to use it.
Okay.
you don't know.
If it's noisy or somebody brings their, you might have
Okay. That's.
people are waiting for flu shots. You might have,
Sneezers and coughers.
yeah.
They have to go the other one.
So on the break room cabinets, they talked about plastic laminate. Would that be a particle board and
They're talking this little area right here.
right?
Is that common medical?
What's
Is that a
that?
common medical surface? A plastic surface?
I'm guessing it's just like what they build. This would be.
That's all that
Yeah,
is.
not
Just a laminated particle board.
Clean it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm guessing that's what they're
Actually,
referring
There's a whole bunch
to.
of them in the basement. Let's go look at them.
What is it?
Cabin.
Cabinets and stuff down there,
That's another question you had was furniture, and I said, well, let's do inventory here
for
first.
sure. It's nice stuff.
And then break room countertop material. We're just going with a laminated.
Yep.
Drinking fountains. We talked about
Yeah, just the.
probably one in this area in the waiting room by the bathroom.
Yep.
This would be easy to plumb it right there.
Yep.
And then the other one, if you have to have another one, or if you think you need one, we could do it right there.
I don't think you.
I don't think we need another one. One is fine. We can get out of our offices and walk over there.
I mean,
So far.
it's once a day you're going to fill your bottle anyway, or however many times.
Okay. Aluminum door entry. You want power, one button
Yeah.
from each way. for
Yeah.
2 doors.
Do we need Kevin for any other things, just because he probably wants to get back upstairs?
I'm trying to
No,
see what
I
other
didn't get the second
materials.
page. I mean, I did, it's probably sitting in my car.
And the wood, the doors, I think it's best to have solid wood. They can be a particle board laminated one. They say stable, but they're solid.
Some sound barrier there too.
Yeah, and a lot of times in the wood frame or steel or wood frames, steel's pretty easy. You don't have to trim it out. You just mount it, and they're durable. The door hardware.
I think we should have like what we have out here. I like that.
I think you mean the push door.
Yeah.
For what? For which
they
one?
have that in the VA. For going out.
Oh yeah, they do. Yep.
Going out.
Yeah.
Because she has to use the
That's
key
right.
to lock it.
They do.
That's nice.
You're talking about on the main entry
Mhm.
and back
And the
door,
back door.
Any of them. I don't know. That's
but not the interior doors.
not the interior, but the outside doors.
Yeah.
That's the
It's very ideal for people who can really late or whatever. You can have them locked, and then
yeah.
when you walk away, it does lock behind you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you need to worry about or call Kevin about. Unlock the door.
Very nice.
Excuse me.
And then, yeah, windows, the type of windows, they were suggesting fiberglass, because that's the new, it doesn't sweat as much compared to vinyl.
That's what I put in my whole
And it
house.
still lasts
was
longer than
fiberglass.
wood.
I mean, aluminum will
Less maintenance.
sweat
Oh, yeah.
badly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the sill. Are you going to just do return like this with sheetrock back to the window, and then the bottoms are going to be some kind of a solid material?
Isn't that what we have over there already?
I think the sills should be some type of solid material, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want it rotting or having to refinish it.
Because people put stuff on them and
Our apartments,
plants.
we just took like exterior white vinyl trim, but you could probably.
There's if I remember right, there's like a laminate or something, whatever. Might not be laminate because if that gets wet, it bubbles.
Yeah.
I'd probably use a hard
Solid
material that
material.
if it gets wet, it's not gonna like be like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Corian or something.
Yeah.
There's only a couple of companies that use the fiberglass, Marvin and
Pella.
Isabella, and Anderson has their version of it. It's not as good. It's their 100 series. Operational, we were going to have all these crank out casements.
Do they all have to be operational?
No.
So which ones would be operational?
Or
Ones in the offices, yeah.
The offices.
Maybe the.
How about the break room? How about this room? You got here and here.
because they're, going to be more money if they're operational.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole window doesn't have to be operational. It could
Right.
be a,
So you thinking all these singles should be operational?
Well, that's what they kind of wanted, I guess.
Yeah, all the way
So-
around. And I don't know, when you're having a meeting and it's kind of nice out, are you going to want those operational to have a little airflow through there?
One could be, one couldn't be.
I would have them both be.
Yeah, if you're going to do one, you do them both.
Yeah, because you want there to be some sort of.
You can never guess which way the wind's going to come from.
run the HVAC system when all the
But you
windows
got
are-
this,
Yeah.
you got this waiting room
That's the
area.
concern.
That's what I think too. Because
I don't know.
if you're going to have windows open, you're going to have to be.
I mean, it's just a certain dollar upcharge to have operational. I mean,
You know,
it might
I
simplify
just
it if
know
they were
that
all.
we, in the summertime, don't we, Kevin? We keep our door a lot, that front door,
know,
just
you-
because we like that flow.
you have somebody
pressure.
throw up in there somewhere, and you know how bad that smells.
The
You
other
wanna
the
get
other
some windows
difference is
open
you have
and
to
get
have
that out of
screens
there.
on them then. So like in the winter you can take the screens off just so they don't get damaged, but
Yeah.
Extra maintenance,
then you got to store them somewhere.
So maybe the better question is which windows don't have to be operational.
They're all kind of in that position where none of the bathrooms on the outside and all the offices are on the outside. So it kind of looks like it'd just be simpler if you just made them all operational.
I would. I think if you didn't, you'd some.
What are those?
Casement window, I think it'll tighten. It'll be tight.
Windows right here.
What is this? This
That's
one
an
is to the office.
That's an office. These are all offices. And that's the,
I don't know, just my opinion. I think just be simpler. Just make them all operational. Then there's not any mistakes, and they went the wrong place, and
Make them all the same size. And
that way you can interchange
Yep.
screens.
So if
and,
you need to have,
so you don't have to move them.
if you have a spare somewhere in case the window gets broke or whatever, then it fits them all.
Do you have screen door?
those are hopper windows.
Julie was just talking about theirs in their treasures the other day, that they're metal and they sweat so bad that they
Yeah.
Terrible.
created.
Unless you spray
Lots of
foam
damage.
inside of them, they're gonna sweat.
So these new fiberglass ones are foamed, are fully foamed inside.
Okay, so operational, yes. Color,
Match. I suppose to match the same. I don't.
you got white on the other part.
Yeah, that
Has
works
to
for
just
me.
match the other building. Otherwise, we're going to have
Right.
the same thing we have in this building.
And it'd be
where
white inside too. Probably the cheapest.
Can you read my handwriting?
Yes. I read Dr. handwriting.
Kind of.
Window sills are drywall return. I think drywall return on the three sides and sills
solid
on.
surface for the sill.
I think
I
it'd
think
be
so too.
the cheapest way to go rather than trimming them out. Siding type, I would suggest smart siding. It kind of looks like your existing, but it's a wood grain horizontal lap siding. What you have now, I think, isn't it cement board? So it is a wood grain.
I think it's a vinyl.
I think you're right.
Oh, you've got
The
vinyl?
It's a vinyl.
No, don't want
There is a on the face. There's a
Yeah.
faux brick,
Yeah, the faux brick.
but everywhere else.
I think it's vinyl.
Eventually, we could maybe redo that, but
'Cause this
I
is-
hate to
this
go
is
with
fake.
vinyl on a new building like
This
that.
is vinyl.
Excuse me, you can paint that stuff though too, can't you?
The paint, the vinyl.
No, the stuff.
Oh, the
Oh yeah, and or you can order it for pre-finished,
pre-painted.
but it costs.
And there's only certain colors.
Yeah,
Sure.
Or there's a huge upcharge to get a special
it's about
color.
double the price to pre-finish it.
Sure.
But we could, if you want to try to match the color of the vinyl that's there, it could be painted
I
afterwards.
sure will.
Be a contractor to
Because
come
I
in and paint
started.
it. Did you need another second page?
No, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
'cause
just going to make a
I had,
copy of
I
it.
had an
make-
extra.
She's just gonna make a copy of it.
Okay, so now we're on to siding type, color, yeah. Match, so color maybe just match for now the vinyl. But you want to go with the smart siding?
Yeah, I think so.
It's easy to cut and mount and
It's durable.
Now he asked about Nova brick. Do you want to have any accent up front or anything with a like a wainscot of brick or anything, or a wall of brick?
So there already is on the other
There
one.
is right down here on the current one. Don't you kind of want it to match?
But what is it made of?
Yeah, I don't.
See it.
I would see you'd want
It's
to
only on the
match.
front part.
Yeah, they
That's
probably
what you
It's
got
not all the way
drawn.
around.
that's probably Nova brick, isn't it? There are better products than that,
Yeah.
but are you going to try and match that?
It's a fiber. It's made. I mean, it's not actual. Like, is it molded?
It's screwed on brick.
I suppose.
So
I would
You know,
guess.
honestly, what's the purpose of it?
Aesthetics.
I
See,
think
like
I
here,
just-
they showed it just up to the windows, and
I don't think it's on the backside, is it? It's not on the
It's
backside.
not all the way around. and
It's just
stuff
on the
anyway. I think I'd skip the brick and just have it be party board to the ground.
I think we're going
'Cause
to
I
be
think
having
fake,
cost
I
overruns
think
the way it is.
exactly, and I think fake brick looks like fake brick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why?
Some of the newer ones look nice.
Right, but
The
they're
Nova
pricey
brick
too.
doesn't.
And that's all the way around then, because you
Well, you can do just like say Nova brick here or something, you know.
by the entrance maybe or something, but you know.
Then
it's
again, I
it's-
don't even like
It's
Nova
public
brick.
health. It's not a.
Right.
We're not building
not
the
gonna-
Taj Mahal.
It's
Exactly.
not gonna make the work they do inside better.
Now, I'm guessing shingles are original on that thing, or did they get replaced because of hail damage?
Just my guess.
I think.
We have not.
I don't-
We have not replaced the shingles
I
down
think
there
they're
because
original.
it was built when I was here.
Just my
But
guess.
I didn't know if there was an insurance claim on it.
Nope.
Okay, so at some point it's going to have to be replaced. So
Well, it's 18
20.
years old.
yeah, 18 years. So it's going to be due anyway.
So
My guess is it's got hail damage on it. We just never did anything with it.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. Do we want to just start with a color of our choice and the
I
next?
think that's the smartest. I mean,
It
if you
sounds like
put
they're
in
going to
your-
connect them to where you don't have to tie into the other one. They're
The
separate
roofs are made
roofs.
separate.
So you could just put a new roof on the new part and eventually go back and hire a
Make the other
contractor
one
to
match
do the
or
other one.
whatever.
Yeah.
So
But you don't have to have it part of this
does it
project.
have to be asphalt shingles?
Doesn't have to be, but there again, it comes to your
Yeah.
budget.
Are they the most cost effective?
If
Yes.
you want to
They
join
are, but they
our
don't.
church, they put metal insulated shingles on the church, which is really nice, but they were really expensive.
Well, just metal shingles are
Metal
expensive.
shingles are
Yeah,
5
well,
times the
these-
cost.
these
I
had
think.
a-
Yeah.
I mean, they're.
Labor and
Our
everything.
value to them.
What's
I'm
the
just-
life,
I'm just wondering about steel. Do you not want steel?
what's the
roof?
life expectancy of steel? 30?
Oh, more than twice
Lifetime.
twice whatever the asphalt is.
Yeah.
I think it was
60?
back when I put some on, it was 50-year warranty on it. But there's asphalt shingles now that way. But then there's all these
We put 'em
caveats
on
with
our
the
old,
warranty.
The farmhouse, and they were 50. And they're already going on 20 some.
And, I mean, the metal shingles won't get compromised necessarily, but they can get dented if
And
you
they
get
do
hail
fade.
bad enough.
Unless we want to try and make an alternate for metal shingles in the bidding. I don't think they have to be
So
insulated.
nobody's interested in steel, a steel roof.
I can do alternate metal, alternate steel.
Metal shingles or alternate
I would think
metal
that
steel.
asphalt's going to be by far
Steel,
the cheapest.
steel
road.
rib, we call it. And there you'd want to indicate if they're going to give steel rib, you want to have the locking.
The standing steel locking ones. Standing ridge. Standing, what do they call it? Standing
Seam lock.
seam.
It kind of
I
goes on,
think
you know how
actually those
horizontal
can look really
siding
cool.
locks and you hidden fastener? Well, it's the other way.
Because if you were ever going to have the other one done, you could go right over the top of those asphalt shingles with that, couldn't you?
It'd be best if you didn't.
Yeah.
It all depends on what your substrate is. You're going to require a certain thickness to it, so they're going to want probably a nailer put on.
No maintenance?
No, man.
Let's have Kim do the paint.
Yeah.
Kim.
Yeah.
Kim
Holy
O'Connor.
cow.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
She did a pretty good price up here from what I understand.
Oh yeah, and it's very well done.
And fast.
And then should we have Christensen do the flooring?
It's really the only one that's local anymore.
Sure.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. What they talked about, all this is going to be under one
Bid.
bid unless we pull it out and do it on our own. Well, then you can't. Then he was going to look and see, does it satisfy your federal guidelines on bidding process?
Oh.
I mean, can you get 2 quotes and satisfy what they need for the ARPA monies?
I'll ask.
Or you can just specify for them to get their bid from those local contractors?
I don't think you can.
No, okay.
So say a Henkel or Snyder comes in, they got their people. I mean,
Yeah.
a low bid is low bid. So yeah, we can find out what the guidelines for ARPA are on some of these smaller things,
Mm-hmm.
the painting and the.
I'll ask.
Does she do the outside painting too?
She quit doing outside.
I don't think
think
she-
she
I
only
think she
does
does
interior now.
All right. That might be somebody else. I don't know if Munson's still doing it or. Jerry, I don't think does it.
What will be
He
painted
can't
on the
physically be able to
outside?
do it, huh?
Jerry doesn't do
The
it.
siding,
The smart siding, if we don't get it pre-finished,
Oh, all right.
painting it would be.
not the
much more
soffits. They'd be all aluminum.
Yeah.
So it's down lower for the most part. Yeah, I don't know what. I'm sure there's others around here too. That kind of gets us close, then.
Okay,
That
so
would be the critical thing on the
go to
ARPA.
number 10 again, because I missed that.
Okay, so this is interior door frames,
Okay,
and we were talking steel frames is easy for the contractor to put on. They're durable. There's no trim to it.
Less
Okay.
maintenance.
They're more of a commercial door with and it'd be, and then what was number 9? Yeah,
I
it'd be
got solid wood core there.
well, it'd be wood veneer.
Wood veneer?
Yeah, wood veneer. A particle board will be stable in dry areas like this, and it'll be just fine.
Okay, wood veneer. And then door hardware?
I would go with lever style. When you got something in your hand, you
What's-
hook that.
Well, he's
For
going
interior.
cylinder mortise. I don't know what the difference is there.
Don't we have lever?
Cylinder.
I think we have lever now.
Okay.
Yeah, just indicate
And
that.
color?
You want to go with a brush nickel or something?
It's like aluminum.
Yeah.
Well, brush
So
nickel is
brush
the
nickel
common
is
one
going to
now.
be the least expensive
Yeah.
for like the bathrooms and the all
Yeah.
of that fixtures and the.
I think that's what it is.
Anodized probably.
Okay. Okay. There we go.
The only bad thing about lever
Make
style is
two,
when you
one
get your
together.
dog outside, they can jump up and open
You
the
can
door.
open it.
My dog can open a bar.
See, the bad thing about the general contractor being in charge of all these subcontractors, number one, well, the good thing is they're in charge no matter what
Yeah,
for continuity.
yeah.
You know, out to the jail, we had subs bid out, but we had a construction consultant that was supposed to manage all that, but it still didn't, in my opinion, go well.
No.
So the general contractor is going to have the $1 million bond to guarantee. I don't know if any of the local contractors, the small ones, are going to want to get into that and have their own subs. It's probably going to be the big guys.
Who's going to be the contractor? We haven't decided yet.
That has to be bid.
Be bid.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is federal funds.
Gotcha.
Right?
Everything?
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Do that wonderful day.
It just depends if somebody, like the one upstairs, wants to be involved in something that big with all the general, or subs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did the one at Rice Lake, and it went well. But it had, it was all the local contractors that were the subs.
Yeah.
What did Rice say?
Country Club.
Oh,
Unless the general contractor just, they'll have it bid in there a certain price, and if they let it out to that they're going to want to use their own people if they have people that they're used to working with. So,
It's out of our control at that point.
yeah.
They'll have to list who their
It'll also
contractors,
simplify it.
who their subs are.
Yeah. I mean, we can ask them to try and use local contractors. That may not be how you get the best bid.
We can give preference for anything in Iowa. That's the limit there.
Chris, it's time for drainage.
Yeah, somebody was it 75
Thanks,
30?
Julie.
Yep.
Or no, 75 11 for,
Yeah.
I'll let you have the hot seat for a second.
Just wanted to go over DD 76. I sent that letter out. That's the district that wants to become supervisor district. The landowners can just send letters to me saying they're okay with it. I'll keep all the letters together. I gave them that date, so we can have it on our agenda to start the petition going after that. So if you get any questions on it, they can just send them to me, and I'm told that to Mike to Mike Hansen. So that's good. DD 89, I would really like to see a reclass done before we do this. It is so inequitable. Well, it's in looking at even the cheapest option, there's a landowner that has one parcel and he's going to go $3,600 for his acreage, when there's a landowner that has a lot of other acres and he only owes $1,800. So, and secondary roads will owe $28,000.
How many acres in this?
I show roughly 986.
So a couple $1,000 for a reclass.
Yes. Thank you.
Then I think it would make it much more equitable.
Right, and I can't even really give people an estimate because it's outlandish.
I got a call from these folks
Yes.
because most of theirs is in like a wetlands
Mhm.
kind of a thing. Or
They're still going to be in it, and they're still going to have to pay.
Mhm.
Even though it's in a wetland that'll never come into production,
Mhm.
it's still based on this right now.
Yeah. So if you reclass, what will happen to?
I don't know. That's up to the engineers to do
It
that.
should be less, but.
It should be, shouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If it's WRP to never come back into production, maybe. I don't know. And depends on where they are in the system.
Is theirs wetland, WRP?
These folks that, I think it's both. I think it's
Some
Some are both.
CRP,
some of both.
some CRP and some WRP.
I think it's not CRP even.
Well, there's a CRP that has a wetland part of it, but it's not permanent.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, they were just very concerned about, their rates versus some of the Department of Natural Resources.
right. And
rates.
the DNR pays. I mean, because none of it is U.S. Fish and Wildlife, so they are going to pay.
We're spreading the
But
love.
they have $33,000, and so does conservation has $33,000. Plus secondary roads has $28,000.
Maybe there's enough elevation changes there. Maybe they'll come up with a project to help some of
There's
this.
no elevation.
It's all flat.
That's what the guy said that came in. When Mark and Dick and
I was
Brian
talking about
came in.
the DNR part of it, and that,
Oh,
to kind of take the burden off the lower end. Maybe they
So
can
what's it going to
retain
cost
it
us
more.
to do a reclass?
I would guess this small district less than $5,000
Well, isn't it usually about $2 an acre?
average, but I don't know if costs have gone up. That was a long time ago.
One time they were as high as 3, it seemed like.
Was it? But it depends on how much city is involved too.
And
It
there
gets
used to
a
be
lot
there
more
was
expensive. There's 5 for
10,
the one around
right?
here.
So,
And this is
Really?
all in the country. There's going to be secondary roads. I don't think it hits. No, it's not to Highway 9, so it would all just be secondary roads.
I think it'd be a pretty simple reclass, other than the wetland part of it.
That makes the most sense for me,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
I just feel bad that, we really don't know what they're going to owe. Here we're going to have this informational hearing.
Do we have to give? I suppose we're not required to give notice that we're going to do a reclass, but would we?
Well, we're going to have that informational hearing next week anyway. So,
Just say that we're.
I'm just bringing this up to you guys,
So
what I think.
we could action on it next week with their opinions.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, after we have discussion about it too?
Yeah.
Put it as an actionable
Mhm, that
item.
it-
Yeah, because
No,
it's
they
not on the
agree.
agenda. It's just me.
And so to possibly order a reclass and appoint an engineer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to,
After the
just
public.
to make it
And
more
I think
equitable.
even if they remaster the project, it still needs to get done in case there's any work done. It's
Well, if there's an improvement, it has to have a reclass.
right, and we're good with that.
But if it's a repair, we still need to do
I
equitable
think so.
reclass.
I think so because the third idea was to replace lower 1,200 feet of tile. Well, could that be a repair if they lower it to original grade? I mean, I'm not sure of that because I don't know. I didn't
Well,
read
it
his
seems
plans.
like it's always been that way in the past, as long as you.
But it was all peat, so I don't know if he's moving it to lower it, and then that's an improvement. I'm not sure, but it's all something to be talked about next week. So that's my suggestion anyway for it. I just feel bad.
By reclassing it, you think it'll make it a more fair process for
Well,
everyone?
at
or-
least it would be more accurate, and
Even
then
for repairs.
even for that and for this project, you're going to be paying based on what you're actually using,
And if
and not what
they're,
somebody did way
the
back.
reclassification will come out, and if people don't think it's right,
They have a chance
they
to.
have a chance to say this isn't right and prove it.
I don't have water going there.
Right, like you
I
did
mean,
the one
we've done
time
that
where you
before.
brought in maps. Yeah, and then that works.
Right
and it's
now,
bad.
the way it's classified, if they have an issue, can they require, if they don't think it's fair now, can they require the same thing?
If they think it's inequitable.
Yeah.
Then that's a reclass.
Mm-hmm. And there hasn't been a lot of work done here. When the NRCS did that whole project, the landowners weren't billed, so we haven't done much.
It's been done by the private entities, like the Johnsons.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to bring to your attention today.
All right.
So it's on a
Informational hearing next week.
Yep.
and what's the date on that? I gotta make sure. I mean, it's
21st.
Just the 21st, and
Mhm.
it's.
I think
I
so.
want to make sure I've got it in here.
Oh, sorry.
It's during our
21st at
meeting.
9:30.
You aren't going to be here.
No, I'm gonna be here. I just want to make sure I don't have it. Sometimes I put them in the wrong spot. Oh, we're good.
I've done it the wrong year.
So, did
Go
you
on
guys
here.
have anything?
Well, anything else for drainage matters?
Just that phone call from
Oh,
Benson.
yep. And just have anybody call me. I'm okay with trying to explain that. So,
Okay.
all right.
On
Thank
to
you.
open forum.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have the stampers?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to grab them. I don't think we need them today. Well, we do too.
Is that a stamper behind you that would work?
Nope.
Let's see if I can see through the grill. Just sitting around. That didn't
You
go
wish
well.
that was loud.
I had too many things in my hands.
I do have a question about this.
Yeah?
Who's going to pay for it?
She's selling tickets.
So,
And she's got sponsors.
will she get enough to pay for the whole thing?
I'm hoping. There's certain sponsor packages there. You see that you get so many tickets and so much signage.
Because there's no, unless you invite the entire county, there's no public purpose in this.
I'll let her know. But they have to have a ticket if they go. So everybody can buy a ticket.
I'm sure it's on the website inviting everybody.
Yeah.
Makes me very nervous.
So just a quick question. If she doesn't sell enough tickets, who will pay for the balance of the food? And whatever else she needs to pay for. That's the,
That's
concern.
the question.
Yeah.
So the tickets are online?
I think they're going through the chamber, actually.
Well,
Lake Mills Chamber has the electronic means to sell.
They should know how many tickets there are then, so that they should be able to adjust the amount of food to match what they've sold, I would guess.
It's just a question.
As close as possible.
My guess is there's a minimum cost for the room or amount of food.
Yeah.
So.
Right. Casino? Where's it at?
At the casino.
I suppose a big room at the casino. Debbie Durham's coming and speaking. I know she sold some tickets already, so that's quite a ways out. Everybody wants to be close to Debbie Durham because she controls a lot of money.
Well, I just want you, buyer beware. That's something that
We have a meeting this.
Would that be in January, February, March, April?
Oh.
Isn't it?
I don't want the county to get in trouble, and it's something that could get us in trouble. That could get Melissa in trouble. I just want you to know.
Show me the card ones quick again.
May not be a good day. Plan.
What are we planning?
Well, get lucky it rained.
There might be people done with beans by then. Yeah,
Never been in the
spring.
past.
Alright. That Monero one doesn't need to be received or anything, does it?
Nope.
It's just for our amusement.
Okay.
Because we signed up for Master Matrix.
Auditors transfers.
Yeah, Steve was wondering if we're into the opioid thing yet.
Steve Becky.
No.
Oh, Steve.
Sheriff. He was out there. A lot of transfers.
I don't need to text him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make a motion to approve auditor's transfer.
You get a stamp.
Stamp there, every one of the
Stamp
backs.
every one of them.
Yeah,
Backs.
Approved or received?
approved. Unless, of course, we don't approve them. But then we just don't have to sign it, I guess.
The Staples thing is tomorrow. Today.
I have a couple of emails that I can look at. I'll put it right here. I think there's one today and tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's like, why did they want to show the horse down there today?
I can ask Jamie.
That's what I'm trying to
It's just amazing.
86 cents.
I'll second the motion.
Motion Smith and second Derby to approve the auditor transfers. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
It gives him confidence when he sees 86 cents.
That was to the sheriff's discretionary fund.
Yeah. The sheriff's, DD.
86,000.
Sheriff is DD
86
54.
cents. What can you do with that?
Left out some zeros.
There's a lot in
Okay.
front of it, though.
And we'll move on to discussion with possible action regarding new opioid settlements.
So there's a new settlement with another batch of pharmacies for the opioid settlements, and we have to decide whether we want to be a part of this lawsuit or not.
I don't think there's any downside to it, is there?
Do they just take, the lawyers just take their cuts and
Whether
we're not going to hire
if
one
we
on our own?
lose, we don't have to pay them, do they?
No. Well, at least the last one we didn't.
Yeah. I guess I'm in favor of it.
I'm in favor of it. We won't get nearly the percentage that we,
I don't think so.
but
I'm sure it'll solve all our problems.
Well, the problem with it is it can only be used on very limited stuff. So it's
Yeah, and that was my question with Carla the other day, ironically.
We can draw interest on it, can't we?
yeah.
So, good enough.
Yeah.
But so the interest that we draw on it is general fund money, isn't it?
No, that's the problem.
Oh.
I see all these caveats apparently there.
Have we found any uses that we can use it for yet?
Yeah, we're gonna take some guys down to a class someplace. Use some of the money for that.
Seemed very pigeonholed toward training.
Training and buying things like Narcan and other medicines that would help with opioid overdoses and training jail members or jail staff.
Did the schools get any settlements, or is it just governments?
I don't know that answer.
Because I've heard the stories about schools starting to distribute the Narcan to the kids. It's like,
well, and the other problem is we get the Narcan for free, and so
it's not an expense.
It's not an expense at this point, and maybe someday it will be, but.
My question to her was, we're getting to the end of our life on bulletproof vests. So I thought, well, where there's drugs, there's guns, and we're combating that. Could we get vests? But we can't.
No.
So it's really just for training and the actual drug.
I'm sure there's other things.
Can't we put it towards EMS since they have to deal with it?
I don't know that either.
I perused what she sent me briefly, so I don't even recall exactly.
It'd be nice if we could at least use it some there, because
Well,
they have to deal with them.
I have Kelsey looking into it too, but she's been pretty darn busy lately. They keep arresting people, and so then she keeps getting busier, so
and
she keeps telling them to lay off, but they keep arresting people.
So is there any sources through the ISAC of what we can use it for?
Well, they send stuff out, but it's so cryptic, it's hard to.
So maybe the spring conference will give us more clarity.
Yeah.
There's got to be a lot of people asking questions.
So what's the projections on what it could possibly be, dollar
For
numbers?
this one, we don't know. Not yet. It's too new.
I don't recall how much you're sitting on. It was good.
It's like, right now, off the top of my head, maybe 36,000, but we get
Another.
We get like, what, 8,000 every year for the next 16 years or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, if you could get creative and it's doable, you could do a lot with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, but we've got to figure it out. None of us have had the time right now to sit down and figure it out.
True that.
But you've got some meetings lined up that
Well,
you
we
think
have-
will clarify
We
that?
have spring school, so hopefully we can sit down with some of the ISAC people and talk. Do you go to ISAC?
I have not. No.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah. Here again, just in these first couple of years, trying to just get everything else going,
But there's a lot of good networking that goes on down there. There's a lot of sheriffs. There's a lot of. It's really a good resource. And it would be a good.
Believe me, it's definitely been thought of and on the radar at some point, but it seems like things come up and it's just never a good time. So.
It's at about March 11th or something.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to make time for that. Those kind
Yeah,
of things.
exactly.
You know?
It's one of those situations where the lawyers are all getting super rich, though. Right?
Well, I'm sure.
I mean,
you know, but we
And
got to
drug
have the lawyer
companies-
to do
drug
the.
companies just pass on the cost to us.
Yeah, no, we pay for every lawsuit there ever was. So
But if we don't go into it,
We forfeit our piece of it too.
somebody gets a big settlement against the hospital, and then them lawyers get 40% of it for their pain and suffering.
Well, and it's not the hospitals; it's the Johnson & Johnson, and it's.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's just
This
something
one's.
they get sued a lot.
I think this one's Walgreens and.
CVS.
Yeah, some of these.
If, like say, you're not out anything, you're playing with house money with what you get.
And it may come down to somebody has a creative way of making it work.
Yeah, well, and maybe they'll come up with. Maybe eventually they'll figure out that we're not able to spend it on some of these things, and they'll
then
open up
open
the
it up.
doors a little bit for us.
I hate those situations.
Mindset that
I hate those situations where somebody's going to get it, so we just as well grab it.
Well, and that's
hate
the
that.
the big counties are gonna. You know, the big counties are gonna jump in. So.
Yeah.
But they probably have a lot more problems with it and can
Well, and-
probably use it more, but
We're
I think
we're starting to have.
Yeah,
I mean,
nobody's immune. It's everywhere. You know, of course, we're just not to that extent. And, you know, and part of what we have is dog drought. You know, because of Andy Klein and our dog program, they know that we are just flush with dogs in this area, and that pushes crime out. So, you know.
which is also a very good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can it be used for the expenses of dogs?
We talked about that too a little bit,
I would
but
think that it would be.
Again, what she sent me,
Directly.
we didn't see it in there. But
this
enforcement's not one of them.
that's
It's kind of like
really tie your hands with
EMS levies and not being able to use it on
salaries.
salaries.
Yeah.
It's the same stupidness.
Same crap.
Well, that's my opinion. I say we go in,
Oh yeah,
but put
I
it
think
on,
that's
at least put it
no-brainer.
on the agenda to approve.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you just as well. Everybody else is gonna. You know, it's.
Well, it's on the agenda for action. So.
For today?
Yep.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Oh, yes,
possible.
it is.
Oh.
Oh, there is possible. I'll make
So
a
I'll
motion
take that was your motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve being a part of the new opioid settlement lawsuit.
I'll second.
Motion from Derby, a second from Smith, to get in on the action regarding new opioid settlements. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I guess we.
We probably should be getting about 300,000, and we'll get 12.
Yeah,
You know.
and even like say what
And no place to
Yeah, no place to
And
allow
no
it.
place to use it.
exactly. And I can only imagine they're going to have to loosen the purse strings a little bit on that.
I've been involved in 3 different class action suits with like chemical companies
Mhm.
and that kind of stuff, and you have to prove all of the dollars that were there, and then when it comes down to it, it's your settlement is pretty minuscule. You know where all the money went.
We've gotten more than what I thought we were going to get so far.
Yeah,
so.
I was surprised, and then for 16 years.
13 or 16, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Wow.
All right. Well, anything else on opioids? Then we'll move on to discussion with possible action, rural recycling. Anybody from the rural areas have anything to say?
Did you talk to the guy from Buffalo Center on what we would need to get? Or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'll go with whatever we decide.
Is it something we want to invest in the equipment ourselves?
Well, if we're going with a single drop site, I guess we could purchase it. He could just use it, or he's already got. Well, he uses that one for town, so he can't let one set. So we might have to buy either a roll off with 2 different containers on it, or 2 trailers, or.
Because we were talking as many as 3 sort. Your metals, your aluminum and tin, and then your paper and cardboard, and then your plastic and glass.
I did have somebody come in from the country the other day who said that they felt that they still wanted the waste management, even though it was
dysfunctional.
Well, they said it was still convenient, and that they weren't having so many problems that they wanted
to lose the service.
They didn't want to lose the service.
End of their driveway.
I had some other people come in though that were very frustrated, very angry with the whole situation. That hadn't had their stuff picked up since October. They felt we shouldn't be paying for this service because it was, terrible. And so, there's different
Everybody's
sides.
not going to be happy with the decision.
Right.
Some that I talked to last fall that were wanting to maintain what we have since changed their minds. So, I mean, I don't know how many that is.
My opinion is swayed because of the fact that supposedly the center that they're taking our stuff up to the cities is closed now. That actually recycles it. Whether that's a fact or not, they're telling us they're recycling it. Are they?
Well, we haven't gotten proof.
So why are we spending that much money to have it shipped to the landfill?
Their intentions are good.
It's a plan.
And I fully understand why they probably take it to the landfill. If there's not a market, there's not a market. But then we shouldn't be paying for it. Just as well.
So do we have to write up a proposal for this gentleman that's interested in it then?
Well, we talked about doing accepting the original contract, and then then adjust it according to the way we want to do it.
So then we don't have to do it.
Instead of doing 4 sites, we do 1 site, and adjust the cost and some terminology.
And you were sure that he's
okay
with that?
He's on board with whatever we decide to do.
And he will reflect the cost, I'm guessing, on how much investment he has to have in it. If he just has to buy, say, if he uses our trailer, is that going to work? Is it licensed under Winnebago County then?
Yeah.
Or do we make him buy the trailer that would match our roll-offs?
I would think if he's going to provide the service, we would just let him
do the trailer.
Yeah.
What about the roll-offs?
Or whatever it takes.
I think it'd be a lot less. I suppose you just got to match them. If we're gonna buy the roll-offs and he buys the trailer, then we could have anybody that wants to do it later if he decides he doesn't want to do it, at least we can have some flexibility there.
So Julie,
So
you've
how
been in
would-
on these conversations through all of it. Do you have any?
Well, just when you're talking about a trailer in the county's name, what if there was an accident or somebody falls off the trailer,
That's
the
just
county's
it.
liable?
Yeah, that's what I don't want.
So you don't
Why I
want to think
suggest-
about that.
Yeah, so at a minimum, the trailer should belong to the vendor, but the roll-offs could belong to us, that he would come and pick up, and
So if our roll-off falls off his trailer, what's the liability?
his,
I
well,
would
whoever
assume
is
his
Whoever
insurance
owing
covers
his.
it.
Who's
But
ever driving
If
it,
I hook
it's their liability.
on to somebody else's trailer, my insurance covers
Yeah.
that trailer. There's always that exposed
So
liability,
we'll need
though.
proof of insurance and things from him. There'll be things that we need.
oh, he's got.
The problem is, you're always going to sue the person with the deepest pockets, and
Yeah.
if we that
and-
belongs to us, they're going to sue us no matter what.
So a piece of glass jumps out of the container and hits somebody in the windshield and knocks them out and has an accident. Yeah, they're going to go for the county
I would think that.
and the guy that was driving it.
If it's all his, and yeah, I don't know if we could require a level of insurance or whatever, but I would assume he'd have something to cover himself. So.
But we do with
We do with
drainage.
everybody else.
Yeah, we do everybody else. Drainage contractors and
So what's the input from the public? Still the same? Some like it, some don't like
About
it.
half and half.
But I don't think a lot of them that want it locally realize it's not going to recycling.
that's,
It's just
to
going
me,
to
that's
garbage.
the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Is that is it even being recycled? Is it all being recycled? Is only one part of it being recycled? So, the whole idea of even needing recycling is based on
And then and if
Whether
we
it's
have to
being-
order things to have delivered to accomplish this, it might be a few months before we can do it. And then what's the transition? We just keep trying to pay Waste Management to do it until that transition
Have we
time.
gotten any billing from Waste Management?
Nope.
None at all.
No, just keep going like we are until we get something in place.
The latest that people have talked to me about is that the ones that used to be on board wanting to recycle, for 30 years they've been recycling, trying to save the world, and then when they're not having proof and having poor service, they're saying, well, yeah, I would take it somewhere if I knew it was being recycled, I would take it somewhere and just to keep it out of the
I'm going to be
garbage.
down to just my plastic and glass that I would take to, say, Thompson.
Yes.
The cardboard and all that, I'd probably just burn it.
Yeah, or let it go to the
Even though that's the
landfill.
one that stands the best chance of being used for insulation.
Right.
But,
So isn't there something that you can ask Waste Management to give us proof that it's going to the recycling?
We've had that
We've
conversation.
tried,
And
and
Jay
we've
doesn't
called,
wanna
and we're like, where's the proof?
and they're
They
saying,
said they're going to a transfer station in Mason, and they're taking it up to the cities, to the recycling center, and somebody else said it's closed.
So, I gave you that name of that recycling person from Lake Mills that takes all the Winnebago stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever reach out to them?
I did. I was trying to find
Because
it.
all their recycling for Winnebago goes to Minnesota.
I did not get a
Your-
response back when I...
your hardcore recyclers will bring it in, and the ones that aren't won't.
Well, and that's what the city of Forest City, their recycler just flat out told them it's going in the landfill. So it's hard for me to believe that,
Yeah, if the whole town of Forest City, that each person has the exact same I have in rural, and theirs is all going to the garbage, I can't believe they're doing anything different with mine.
I would
Right.
hope we could probably have a contract to have one site for a third or half of what we're doing with the other one.
And I talked to somebody who used to work for the city of Sioux City, and theirs was going to the landfill, is what he said. So, or at least a large share of it.
Otherwise, the only other options are incinerating. You know, Ames is incinerating recycling. It's still recycled.
And using the
Because they're making
energy.
it
Yeah,
energy.
yeah.
It's power.
It's a power
And I
plant.
think Mankato
But,
has
you know,
something
they
like
I've
do
always
that.
said they should do that out
That's
here.
what Mankato, I think, was doing for the Winnebago stuff.
Well, and Ames had the easy transition because they used to always.
So maybe
Burn
four cities
coal.
should be doing incineration. We could all take it there.
There we go. Put in a big old incinerator
Take that to
there.
power, or Lake Mel's could do it. You know, for
What
their
do they
generation
fuel?
plant.
What do they fuel their power plant with here?
It's diesel, isn't
Is
it?
it, is it fuel oil?
Mm-hmm.
Too bad it's not natural gas. But fuel oil can start a fire too. So
I guess the most critical thing about transitioning to this is we're going to have to figure out exactly what the equipment's going to be. And get that agreement with him. He knows he has to invest this much money, like say in a trailer. And if we do the hoppers, or maybe he wants to, you know, like that one ad showed, you get 3 hoppers with 1 trailer in a package.
yeah.
You know, it might be cheaper for him to do it that way. But I don't know if they came with the lids, and we want to make sure they have lids.
And then the location.
I think
There-
we can do that.
Anybody on the phone that wants to say anything
About recycling, keep it
about
specific.
recycling?
Yeah.
Where's the location?
Well, actually, he could probably get by with 1 more trailer on a single drop site because he could use the trailer that's empty to clean the town and then go switch it later, you know, and just alternate which trailer he uses to. So he probably would only have to buy 1 more for a single drop site because he'd always have one that's empty. So
He's got one now.
he has 1 now that has all the bays on it, and he can buy another one like that and just park it wherever we decide to park it.
Are you talking about the gentleman from Buffalo Center?
Yeah.
I have a question. Who would pay for all the marketing to tell the landowners what to
It'd
do?
have to come out of a recycling budget, probably.
So that's us then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which there was an email list of them all somewhere, evidently.
Since we're changing,
No.
Email us is however
Well, no,
many
we
people
we
we've had.
might have to just do newspapers and
Waste management.
And-
must
I'm
have
just
one.
wondering, because I'm
Websites
not a
and-
marketing person, so if it came down to this building or the, you know, I don't know who we'd get
It'd
to
have
do
to be the
that.
website. It would just have to be on the website, wouldn't it?
But not a lot of people just go to the website.
or nor do they read the papers.
Which papers?
So that's almost, you're down to maybe a card for rural people if you can sort it just for rural and Rake and Scarville and that are on it. It wouldn't be as many, 1,000 households that we're talking.
Well, we won't be spending 70.
Yeah, just say for the
$8,000
one-time
a
cost
year.
of getting the information out there, we're going to be saving a lot every year after that. So,
So you think people will use this one site if they choose to?
Does
If
it
they
matter if
choose
it's just going to their landfill?
Well,
Some of it
at
won't
least
be.
it's not in the ditches
Yeah.
or filling up in.
If we have 3 sort, 2 out of the 3 are going to get recycled. It's just that one hopper that's
but
not.
the people, are they going to want to haul it?
there will be some that won't.
Yeah.
Like I said, the hardcore recyclers will get their recycling there, and the ones that don't care will either burn it or throw it in their trash.
Mine will probably go from this much every month to that much.
Yeah.
But if it's just filling a landfill,
Basically, mine will be glass and
Yep.
steel.
Yep.
And
then
hopefully
when we
someday
get
the
new
market will
van-
come back for it, and then
we could change it.
we can start doing it again.
Yeah.
But at least with the low input cost now,
Yeah.
we can maybe afford to transition back.
or
Exactly.
even where we're at, he can get more trailers and well, I don't know if he will ever want to do the actual rural pickup, but
Well, I have had people ask me, what are we going to, if we go down from spending a potential of $70,000, what are we going to use this funds on if we're now only spending $22,000 or $30,000?
Do we have to spend the money?
Why
do we have to spend the
Where
money?
is the money going to go?
Back into the general fund and roll over for the next year.
it'll Motorola.
Well, if this bill passes,
We need
We
it for
need
that.
it.
we're going to need it to
Yeah.
sustain ourselves. I mean, pay salaries
And insurance.
and insurance. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be enough.
And it won't be enough. It won't be near enough.
No, no.
We're going to fire half our staff if this bill passes. Cut half of our services.
Yeah.
Get that bus and we'll go
Do
down
they-
to Des Moines.
Somebody's got to know this, don't they?
I don't think they have any idea what
I
they're
mean,
doing
it's just
down
in
there.
the Senate study bill right now. It's at the subcommittee level, so it's only 5 people that are looking at it.
Yeah.
3 from the urban areas and 2 from the rural areas, around the urban areas. Waylon Brown's on the whole Ways and Means Committee, so I'm sure he'd have a voice in it at some point.
He seems to be a relatively reasonable
Yes,
fellow,
he is.
so I can't believe that he's going to be all over this.
But he's only 1 vote on the
Yeah,
committee.
no, well, and consolidation always helps out the 800-pound gorillas in the state. So.
Well, do you want to have more conversation with, is it Scott? Is his name?
Yeah, yeah.
Can we ask him just to come next week? So
Yeah, I
we
think
can
it'd be best.
negotiate this out
Have
and
him
get it
bring
over
some
with?
information that's what it's going to take, and
Well, we got to tell him exactly what we're going to do, which I mean,
and we look at 2 choices. You know,
And,
can we pair up equipment with his, or can we, because I don't know if he's going to just want a trailer he takes and goes, or if he, like he's got now, isn't that what he has now?
Yeah. If he bought one more trailer, he would be.
So there
He would
then
be
there
fine.
would be the day that he hauls it, there would be no trailer there.
No, he would come in there with the empty trailer, leave it, take off with the loaded one, and then the next time he went did the Buffalo recycling, he'd use that one he just emptied.
That'd work perfect if he had 3 trailers.
Yeah, you'd need 3 then, not just 2.
Why would you need 3?
Because you got to leave one there for.
You're
the-
always leaving the empty one there. And you're using, once you empty the other one out, you've got it to use for the Buffalo recycling, and then you go empty it out again.
Then it's not there. If he's gone with
Oh,
it,
the
it's
other
not
one's
there.
sitting there.
Let's get this shell game going.
Okay, here's the trailer at the recycling. It gets full, he comes in with the other trailer, leaves it there, takes it for the recycling, then he uses it for the Buffalo thing, takes it and
Okay,
empties it out again.
let's station these at the facility. This is
Alright,
Buffalo. This is Thompson. Okay, what's he gonna do now?
Buffalo he picks up on a single day. He drives around and picks it all up.
Oh, that's
It's not
the site
sitting.
pickup.
It's not sitting in Buffalo
okay.
Center. He goes around and picks up all of our recycling.
I thought it was a stationary.
I thought it was
Oh,
too.
okay.
No.
All right, sorry.
That's where we were misled.
So-
All right.
Well,
Well,
we
you guys
were
gotta
just
take me
plain
for what I
wrong.
mean, not what I say, or whatever.
All right.
All right.
So let's have him be there.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
This
it's
is what
like
I
we're,
deal with every week, Julie.
to be
Every
honest
week.
with you,
Oh,
we
we're
are
pretty good at this.
finally getting closer to getting this off
Well,
the
if-
agenda. So
Like from 4 until 7 every Saturday afternoon, the Three Stooges are on. If you'd like to see where we get our act from, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so let's see if we can get him here next week and with some information for us, and maybe we can negotiate something.
I think
What
we've
kind
narrowed
of
it down to
information
what
you
we
want him to have?
Yes.
And the way I would probably go with it, we're going to accept his other contract, and then
we'll
want
adjust it.
adjust it according to the way that it's going to work.
Yeah.
So just so he's aware
And
when he
what will
comes
work
in
for
there.
him.
Then we don't have to bid it again, and
Yeah. We're accepting his contract, but just so he knows, we don't want 4 drop sites
Right.
anymore.
We're
Yeah,
going to
he already knows that.
renegotiate his
Yeah,
contract.
and he already knows that. And he figures that it'd probably be half of what he bid before, but that was just an estimate on his part. But
So when does this take effect?
well, that's the other thing. How long is it going to take him to get another trailer?
yeah,
And
that's-
in the meantime,
well, and he has a trailer there that he used to use for recycling before he bought the other one he's got now, and he talked about building a top for that other trailer that would have lids on it. And you see, that was just an open trailer that had compartments, and then he pulled a tarp over it when he was transporting it down the road. And
So that's all information you can give us next week.
yes, yeah. All right, so he may not even have to buy a trailer.
So if
he
we
just
can
has
set
to
up-
remodel the one he has.
If we can set up a time for him, then everybody that's going to be listening and participating can be there.
Let me see what time
Let's see.
is available
That's the
next week.
21st.
can I have my trailer back?
Well, now that you know
Put
where
the
it
jack
goes. Don't go down the road with your jack up.
So we have a 9:30 already.
Yeah.
So we could do.
Is that a long one or a short one?
Well, it'll be a long one. So we could do
10:15.
maybe.
What's
10:30?
what's the 9:30?
It's that informational hearing on DD 89.
Okay.
Could he come at 9? Could we get, if we had this rural recycling in our,
He would probably want to get it over as soon as possible, I would think, so he can get back to work.
yeah.
So we could do 9.
Yeah, just do 9.
Yeah. And if he
What
has
does
a
he work
problem
at?
with that, I'll let you know.
What's he work?
His father-in-law is Larry Gray at BC Repair.
Okay. All right. So he
He works there. He does all the small engine
just
lawn.
wash his hands and come in.
Yeah.
His name is Scott.
Scott Levine.
Oh, Scott Levine. Okay.
He's from Thompson originally, I think. Seems like.
Oh boy. Okay.
Okay. So then what happens to waste management in the meantime?
We will notify them once we know we can, and we'll notify the people.
Yeah.
So what if they've been watching our YouTubes and they say,
They missed today. I will put. Well, I gotta put the. I'll put the recording on the.
They may be the ones listening right here too, so. Just
so
chose
what
not
if,
to speak.
I'm just saying, what if all of a sudden there's no pickups at all?
Then they stockpile it till they
It
have a
wouldn't be
place
a
to
heck
put
of a
it.
lot different than what's going on now.
Yeah, I'm
Even though
stockpiling
when I
right
came to
now.
work, I saw some empty
I'm
ones.
thinking about taking mine to the landfill now to get rid of it.
Well, I
Well,
called
you know, the
today
other-
because this is our week for pickup, and nobody knows if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And they said our area in Starville is Friday. So we're to be there.
They're all
on
Friday, aren't they?
On the 17th. No,
They're all Fridays.
Always Friday.
no. She told me at Waste Management today that some people might be picked up on Tuesday. Some people in the area could
She's
be
talking about the
Wednesday.
cities,
I
probably.
feel like she doesn't know.
And I just said
Yeah.
Scarville, gave them our address, and they said you will be picked up on Friday.
Yeah,
Most
anything to
rural
do
is
with
supposed
us
to be
is all
Friday.
Fridays. 4 Fridays.
So
So that gal might have been talking about towns.
towns, yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah, that's the confusion.
yeah.
So here's the other thing that makes me very upset is there's people in that hadn't been picked up since October. So I called, or Chris emailed, and told them that these people hadn't picked up since October. Had their things out, whatever. So they came and they picked up this house. And do you think they picked up anyone else on the street?
And
No. They
Are
just
you are you talking Rice Lake?
No, I'm
Because
talking
that
about
happened-
another one. I know what happened at Rice Lake, but I'm talking about a whole other one. And then they,
it's just like while you were there.
why didn't you,
know,
you
Drove right by
waste the gas to go out to this one house and you can't pick up anyone else on the whole street?
Because we watched them just a mile from us
Oh.
and picked up, but they never.
Yeah.
had
So
anybody
after
else.
all this discussion, it's not going to get better.
It's
so
not
it's
getting
time
better.
for just to make it happen here.
Do we take it down at the end of the driveway on Friday, or do
Well,
we just?
Yeah,
I
sure.
would do
would.
it for curiosity.
Yes,
See what
or
happens.
I'd put 3 things in it or whatever
Yeah.
and just see.
see what happens. Because I'm curious. I mean, aren't you?
Yeah. Well,
But what if
I have been for a while. It is. And
But our route last month was so screwed up because they put the wrong date on the calendar, technically, that they were supposed to, and then they came the next week. So I wasn't sure when to put it out.
Well, that's
Honestly,
what people are asking me because our whole week is highlighted. And so I said, well, I will call them and find out. Well, she specifically said that that area is Friday, but some can be Thursday, Wednesday, whatever.
All right, so we got a plan.
Yep. I
all
will
we're
communicate
required
with
to
Scott.
do is to have one place for people to bring it, and
Then it's up to the people.
then it's up to them.
We'd like to have him come to our party at 9 o'clock on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll gladly pay you on
Phil,
Tuesday.
Yeah. The
Fill
second
the
Tuesday of
boardroom.
next week.
Yeah. Everybody-
Evidently you watch Popeye too.
Texts and phone calls.
Is it
and-
Wimpy that says
and
that?
Wimpy,
it's
yeah,
like, what
yeah.
are we doing about this? I'm like, you know what? It's time to
Just put it to it,
put it to bed.
so everybody knows. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
You can just leave it there. We'll put it away when we're done.
So what gets stamped on all these then?
Just take it apart and then everything is
Clipped.
separate. You can.
Oh, there we go.
Do you like them on the front or the back, Carla?
I don't care.
I don't care.
Whatever makes you happy.
I like the front. It's right here. You tell how I do my filing at home. I always crisscross everything. You don't like it that way.
I don't. That's fine.
It's pretty high tech.
Yes. It certainly is. You like the color of the courtroom when you were up there? It's beautiful.
Gorgeous. Oh, it's really coming together. So.
Did you pick it out?
Be a
Here.
So,
source
What?
of pride. It'll be really nice.
Yeah. So she's like, I did that.
so this is received. The sheriff's ones, the bumps.
Yes. Yes, please. I do
So
want to.
we've had. Oops, sorry.
I do want to run some stuff by you.
We had some conversation when I went up there. I came early and looked at it. And, like, Kevin was going to talk to county attorney about if the placement of that one table where the recorder has to sit, it just seems like a super awkward, weird place to have them.
But
Right
should it be
between the
right in front of the
juror-
witness so they're getting?
But that's why it's so they
I
can
hear
hear it.
you.
So it was about what kind of table that could
Oh.
go there, you know, versus what kind of table is used there.
It's just a little.
Is it like your black one in the boardroom?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, it's just a little square table.
Typing table.
Yeah.
And then the table or desk that sits off to the left as you're facing the front over there. It was about the floor, where to put the outlets in the floor plugins.
Mm-hmm.
Is that person always sit to the?
I think he's supposed to talk to Kelsey about that.
Yeah. Because now there's going to actually be a desk back in right to the left of the actual new fancy desk.
Yeah.
When he builds that in, there'll be a real desk area there.
Okay.
I don't know.
We don't have a bailiff, do we?
Yeah,
Oh, do we?
we have Mike Dressler, Dan Davis.
Oh,
And where do they sit?
that's what they do.
They stand at the back of the courtroom.
Stand in the back.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if, because doesn't the bailiff usually announce things?
Not ours.
They do on night court.
That's how.
You're so helpful. Are these all approved, right?
Yes.
Throwing me off.
Yes, please.
You gotta say it with attitude,
Yeah,
depending on what your opinion is.
Yep.
This is, I don't know about what, this is real life. At night court, maybe not so much.
they might, base it somewhat off of.
Well,
This is
You like to think
real life.
you like to think it's somewhat reality, on the rules that are. So, what's
So what I really want to talk to you about is, I told you that next year we did like the recorder's office in this office. I changed my mind. I want to finish the upstairs and get each floor just done.
Makes sense. Because I asked
save
about
the
that
next
little
floor down
hallway
for next year.
between.
Well, and,
No.
and there may be a screeching halt to everything.
Well, you never know, but I'd like to finish the upstairs and get that done. Well, if we have time, can we go upstairs and I'll show you what I want to finish and then.
Because what would have really been nice is if we could have just done that little hallway that's between the magistrates and the. Because now that's got that crappy old light and the drop ceilings that are awful and.
Yeah, I'll go
it's
up and
such
show
a
you what I
little-
want to finish next year. And then in 3 years, then we'll finish this floor. Do this floor in the old part.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll claims.
I'll second.
Motion Derby and second for Smith to approve the payroll claims. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, we stand adjourned.